My finest work. Ah!
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
better at
Let me
this.
tell you about the time I met Gabe Newell. You ready for this?
Oh, Jesus.
All right. I've always wanted to meet Gabe Newell, and I said in my head I would never meet Gabe Newell. It was just never going to happen for me. I'm just some nobody. I'm sitting at TI5. I'm doing all this editing for the Swedish television. Sitting in the food place. Last day at TI5. Fucking Gabe Newell sits down. Now, I've never want to be that guy that runs over to somebody and be like, oh my god, I'm your biggest fan. I play it cool. Chill as fuck. He looks at me. I give him a nod. And then, anyway, this guy, Eric Wright, Edgy, he comes in. After like 30 minutes of just being cool next to Gabe, Eric Wright comes in, he looks at Gabe Newell and he goes, oh my god, Gabe Newell! You take a picture! He's like freaking out. And I'm like, well, fuck, if that kid's gonna freak out, I'm a freak out. Walk over to Gabe, and I say, hi, Mr. Newell, I don't need a picture, I don't need an autograph. All I want to say is thank you for changing my life. I mean, I've always loved your games, and now it's what I do. You're an incredible human being. Thank you so much. He's like, yeah, what's your name? And I'm like, Jake. And he's like, no, your online name. And I'm like, oh, it's SirActionSlacks. I'm sure you haven't heard of me. And he goes, no, I watch Dota Cinema. I watch Fails of the Week every week. And he's like, I didn't think you could replace Reeves, but you're doing a great job. That's when the terror hit. You see, when I first joined Dota Cinema, my first joke, one of them, was, how did you get invited to TI4? Or how did you get to TI4 or something? And I said, you want to know what Gabe Newell's dick looks like? That was one of our first jokes. And then we followed that up with, we had this conversation on Fails of the Week that was like, if you were in an elevator with Gabe Newell and he just gets on his knees and he tries to suck your dick, would you? And I was like, yeah. I'm looking at his face, and he has heard these jokes because he watches every week of Fails of the Week. So I'm like, you watch Fails of the Week? I'm terrified. Anyway, I sit back down. I'm like, oh, fuck. My heart's racing. And then I go in the elevator. Gabe Newell gets up. He sees me go in the elevator. He gets up, and he goes in the elevator with me. It's me and Gabe. And the whole elevator ride, I'm like, oh, my God, it's going to happen. I'm going to have to suck his dick. I'm going to have to suck his dick. And he didn't make eye contact, but he had this smile on his face, and I was like, does he know? Is this real? Does he know, or is he just fucking with me? And it was the scariest elevator ride I have ever been on. And that was my impression of the one and only Gabe Newell.
Did you talk to him in the elevator?
No, there was not eye contact. There was nothing. I looked over,
silence.
and he was just looking at the door with a little smirk on his face.
Just smiling.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
out. It was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
So I guess you know the answer to your question whether you would do it or not. Now that
If
you've
he
lived
got
it.
on his knee, you know, maybe there's a part of the story I'm not telling, and you'll never know.
True, that's a good point.
That's the story.
My god. That is